good morning, team. It is Tuesday, October 11th. I'm Amy Corr. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you've got a warm cup of coffee like I do. I've got a really great topic for us to talk about today, so I want to jump right in. So let's get into the next episode of Coffee with Amy and Kevin. All right, we are in it. It is officially October. It is officially fourth quarter of 2022. So I know for many of you, what you are doing right now is taking a look at your final push, fall market, to see what we can do to make sure that we get as much done up through December of this year. But October is usually also the time where we as agents start thinking about business planning, right? We start taking a look at the next year, looking at 2023. What do we think that the market is going to be like? And how am I going to set my business up to make sure that I meet and maybe even exceed some of the goals that I put together for myself? And one of the things that I just had happen last week is I was at a lunch with a handful of agents, and one of them in our conversation asked me about, the market in 2023. And she had said, I know that there's a lot of conversation about the fact that the market isn't necessarily going to be as good as 2022, and there may not be as many homes sold. And she said, so when I'm looking at planning for my business next year, I'm trying to be strategic and thinking, how can I make sure I'm still making as much money as I want to or need to, even if units are down? And so she asked, what would I do or what would I be looking at knowing that that may be the case? And I actually think it's a great question that she posed to me, and it's something that we all should be thinking about right now. So I've got 3 things that I want you to be thinking about as you're looking at 2023 and ways in which you can make sure you're maintaining your income or even exceeding what your expectations are. The first thing I want you to think about is listings. Now, we all know that this is an inventory-driven business, but we also know that when we are listing properties and working with sellers, we have control over how much we're making, right? When we're working with buyers, which is a great thing to do, but we are only going to make whatever is listed in the MLS as the co-op commission. And usually we see it as 2.5%, which is great. But if you're wanting to figure out how can I control how much I'm making for the amount of work I'm putting in on a per client basis, listings are where you need to focus. So what I would encourage you to do is start targeting and making sure your projections for listings is going to be what you need it to be next year. But even more than that, I want you to take a look at the listings that you have taken historically. What's your commission that you're asking of the seller to pay? Is it 5%? And not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but is there an opportunity for you to ask for more? I know a lot of agents in our market, we encourage them to understand what their value proposition is and then make sure that they are asking for the commission that meets that value. And maybe it isn't 5%. For a lot of agents, they realize they should be asking for 5.5%. For many, they even ask for 6%. And you know what? They get it. As long as you understand what your value is and you can articulate it to a seller, they're going to believe it and they're going to be willing to pay whatever you ask because they know you're going to be able to get the job done. Now, if you're sitting there and thinking, well, Amy, I don't know if I can ask for 6% because I don't know if I'm bringing that value. This is a great time right now to be thinking about that. Are there things that you can be doing to increase what you are offering from a service level as it relates to your clients? Is there more that you can be doing? Maybe it's enhancing photography. Maybe you didn't do listing videos before. It might be worthwhile for you to make sure that you incorporate a listing video for every single client that you work with. Think about what you can be offering so that you can ask for more and increase how much you're making on a per transaction basis. All right, number 2. The second area that we can focus on is outside of our market. So often as agents, when we're looking at our business plan, we're focusing on how many buyers and sellers will I be working with myself. I want you to step a little bit broader into your database or into your network and start remembering all of the people in your network that may not work with you directly, but may have real estate needs in 2023. For example, I'm originally from California, so in my database, I have a lot of people from California, and over the years, I have referred a lot of business out to agents in California to help my people. I also have a lot of family in New York as well. And I will tell you, when we announced Christie's International Real Estate, I was actually able to make a connection and a referral to a Christie's agent out in New York because now I've got that connection and I have family out there. So what I want you to really take a look at is review or analyze the people in your database and think about all of those people in that next circle out that aren't in your hyperlocal market, but that you could help them with their real estate needs by referring a great agent. So once you recognize that, you can know that this is a great way for you to make additional income or revenue. But what you also have to recognize is that these people in your database aren't going to just know to reach out to you, right? If they've got a real estate need. So what can you do from a marketing standpoint? What kind of campaign can you put together? A referral-based campaign that gets in front of these people in your database and reminds them that if they have a real estate need, they should be reaching out to you, and you're going to connect them with a great local resource. All right, number 3. This is one that all of us can be thinking about. We all work with our clients, and most of the time we're targeting their primary residence, right? We're really helping them either move up, move down, or get into a house if they've been renting, but we're working with our clients for their primary resident needs, which is super important. But what we also have to recognize is our clients go way deeper than just their primary house. We have a lot of clients out there, especially as the markets are shifting, as the stock market is bumping up and down. I know that there are a lot of people out there who might have money and they may be interested in investing in it in real estate. So my question to you is, if that's something they're interested in, are they reaching out to you? Do they know that you're the resource that can help them? Either you helping them directly, or you bring an agent in who's experienced in that type of investment property and you work with them together to create success for your client. There's lots of people who are looking at buying multi-units, who want to buy an Airbnb. Those are all things that you can start thinking about. But again, if your clients don't know that that's something you can help them with, then they're not necessarily going to think of you. As well, you also want to recognize that a lot of your clients might have what we call commercial needs. Sometimes they've got their own small business. Maybe their small business is expanding and they need a new storefront. And so they're looking for a storefront and they need to find it and they need someone to help them with the lease. Again, this might not be your area of expertise, but I guarantee you there is an agent within your network that can service that opportunity or that need with your client. And why not be the conduit to that? Why not be the person that says, oh my gosh, Bill, I didn't realize that you were interested or in need of a lease for your new office space. I've got a great agent that I work with all the time when it comes to leasing needs for my clients who have commercial needs. So I'd love to make sure to connect you with them. Again, it's your responsibility to let them know that you can help them with everything as it relates to real estate. So don't just get stuck on their primary residence and on your hyper-local market. Start looking beyond just what you can do and start making sure that you are dialing in to your connections on a national level. It's going to allow you to deepen the relationship with your clients, show far greater value, but it's also going to end up impacting your financial bottom line in 2023. So I hope that these 3 ideas were really helpful as you're starting to formulate your plan for next year. I'm excited for 2023. I think it's going to be challenging. I think we're going to all have to get to work, but I think those who are willing to roll up their sleeves and really focus on great things are going to do really well. So in the meantime, I hope you have a great Tuesday. Kevin and I will look forward to seeing you next week when we are back together. But until then, remember, you got this.